Hi everyone, this is Benny Lagoy. I'm one of the graders for Mech 2 this summer, and this is the first of a three-part lecture series on detail design. So, an outline of the lecture is first figuring out detail design, like where we are in the design process flowchart, and then an overview of what detail design is, followed by an example of the design, analyze, and prototype cycle in action. So this is a snapshot, sort of a condensed version of where we are in the design process at this point in the class and in your design processes in your groups. So the preliminary design report is up here. That's step 9. So you've already submitted that, followed by the sort of question, does the customer like the idea? If the answer to that question is hell no, then you circle back to concept design, which is step 4. If the customer doesn't like the idea but doesn't say hell no, then you go back to preliminary design, which is step 8, and then circle back to the preliminary design and go through the whole thing again until you have a successful preliminary design report. That's when you progress to step 10, which is detailed design. So this is the focus of this lecture series, is step 10. And step 11 is the final design report. So in summary, detailed design is the step between the PDR and the FDR. So the ultimate goal of detailed design is to maximize value to the customer while minimizing cost to manufacture. So by doing that, you help improve and ultimately finalize your design. By maximizing value and minimizing cost, you make it more marketable. So just by doing that, it's something that brings your product closer to market and closer to being finished. It's like something you can sell. So questions you can ask yourself when you're at this step are there any details or components that your group can improve upon? How can you add value without increasing cost? And are there any unnecessary parts or functions in your preliminary design? So in practice, this step consists of an iterative cycle of design, analyze, and prototype. This cycle makes detail design the most costly and labor-intensive step. And the reason that is mostly because of prototyping. So iterating through this design, analyze, and prototype cycle helps bridge the gap between the preliminary design and a more fully developed and well thought out product. So you iterate through the design over and over, thinking about how you can reduce cost, increase value, and in doing that, your product becomes more fleshed out, more well thought out, more fully developed. And because of this, prototyping is key during this step, so that you can that's the most accurate way to assess how you can add value or reduce cost. So this picture is an example of the design, analyze, and prototype cycle in action. This is a water catchment system designed by Dr. Traum. So, water catchment system designed by Dr. Traum for his company, Engineer Inc. And it's a very clear-cut example, no pun intended, of the design, analyze, and prototype cycle in real life. So the progression from left to right, if we go back to this slide, shows the progression from something that might be a concept or preliminary design, which is this prototype over here to a final design, which is this prototype over here. So this design was most likely improved by increasing value at minimal cost. I say that because the first prototype appears to be made out of recycled parts. So this most likely had a very low materials and manufacturing cost. And you can see through the cycle, Dr. Traum did things like modify the material to this polycarbonate looking material, refine the shape of it a few times, add this this relief valve in the form of this nozzle so that the box doesn't overflow with water, and making the whole thing more observable. So yeah, the picture shows changes in material and manufacturing methods, as well as parts added to improve functionality and ease of use. So again, that example is meant to illustrate exactly what the design, analyze, and prototype cycle looks like in real life, and where it can get your design from between the preliminary design and the final design. Alright, so this is the end of the first lecture. It's a pretty short, straightforward one. In the next lecture in this series, I'll delve a little bit deeper into this design, analyze, and prototype cycle. See you all there. Thanks for watching.